Hey, Colin here. Thanks for being part of this newsletter. This is my video newsletter explaining something very important today. I'm going to share my platform that I developed years ago, and it took me from being this guy, which is getting pulled in all different directions with all the information that we're getting bombarded with, all the things that we should be doing and being told what we should be doing, and all the suppliers telling you what you should be selling, what you shouldn't be selling, and how you can generate more income without being pulled in all these directions. What's happened is everything's evolved into a new stage, and this platform is built around 3 stages, which I'll explain in a minute. But the most important part that you need to know before we even go there is this is just like buying a gym membership. As you all know, and you've probably all done it before, I know I've done it, is bought the membership and never really applied or followed through with that membership by going to the gym and using it the way that we should have. Now, it's the same with this platform. I can show you it, but applying it is probably the most important part to get those long sustaining results. So the objectives of the platform before we go there are, first of all, to create more autonomy, which was get more control and freedom back into your life through your business, because you've taken all the risk. So why not enjoying the reaps of the rewards of getting the control and the freedom back? So that was my objectives. The second objective of setting up this platform was, as an entrepreneur, we always want to master things. We always want to grow things. We want to be producing. We want to be moving ahead. And that's the biggest part of, I talk to anybody that's retired from their own business, is that's the hardest part to walk away from. It's always being productive. So this had to be productive in a way that could generate results. The theory behind it was, if you create enough value, the money will follow it. So mastery is one part of one of my objectives when I set this up. The third thing was, it had to have purpose. It had to be in line with my passions, and it had to be in line with the objectives that I really wanted. Now, I've given you some of the objectives, but the main objective was to have the freedom to do what I want when I wanted to, for me and my family, and to have long sustaining income for years and years to come. So if you're ready, I'm going to take you to the next part of this video and explain to you the platform. Okay, the platform. I want you to understand that the platform is something to go back to all the time. It's really the ground, the roots of everything that's going to happen from this point on. What I'm going to do is, every newsletter is going to build from this platform, and it's very important that you understand where we're coming from, first of all, and then the second thing is how this platform, why we're telling you the things that we're telling you. So this is a bell curve, and this is the best way I can explain it, and I've tried to explain this before, and if I give you pieces of it, you don't get the full picture. These are all the businesses on that bell curve. 5% of the businesses today are in the infancy stage. And that stage is where the entrepreneur does absolutely everything in the business. You can really grow fast in the infancy stage because people understand your enthusiasm, your gung-ho-ness, why you're in the business, and you're the front of the business, so everybody wants to talk to you. Now, we all know that works to only a certain degree, and then you got to go into the next stage. And the next stage is what I call the management stage. I should add that some people never get out of this, and they never grow into the management stage. They never leverage the people, the operations side of their business. So they can get stuck in there. But most businesses, I would say 90% of the businesses fall into the management stage of the business. This is where they focus on the day-to-day operations, the systems that they put in place. So it's the day-to-day operations. systems. What else is there? Oh, it's the products and the sales. It's very product and sales driven. And what I call the commodity business. The best way to think of this part is it's what made franchises so popular. It's very duplicatable. So when all the books that are written, in fact, the book that I wrote was to get you to have your operations side nailed down so that you could leverage yourself through that. And what I didn't understand is the top 5% of the businesses focus on different things. Because this is very duplicatable. It's easy. You can get yourself in a commodity war. This is where the price wars go in. And what ends up being is the people that are playing in this game and only get to that game is they're always worried about the competition. They're easily frustrated, and they always feel that there's a lack of customers. There's a lack of loyalty. These are the words that come out of these people's mouths when they're playing in this arena or this stage. What I want to do is I wanted to get to the 5% stage. I wanted to find out what makes the best businesses extraordinary businesses. And they focused on different things. They focused on assets, the growth of assets. And assets, as I'll explain in another video, is what I call the cash flow of your business. And they focus there. The second part is they become a leader of a field. Now, I came from the pharmacy arena, and you can quite easily be the leader of a field in the pharmacy profession. And what you need to do is be in tune with your unique ability and become the leader of something. And that will differentiate yourself. And the other part that they always, what we focus on is multipliers. What multipliers are is that's the wrong word, is empowering the people around you to bring their uniqueness out so that they can empower your company and you empower them. It's more like the winning team. You create the winning teams. A great way of doing this is through masterminds. Masterminds are phenomenal. What you should be doing is looking at joining a mastermind and building your own mastermind. Masterminds are phenomenally growth. The theory is that if you take two minds and put them together, there's almost like a third mind created. You know yourself, if you can get together with more than 1 or 2 or 3 people and you start really focusing on an issue or a problem that you have, you will get out of that jam faster because everybody's minds multiply. You start asking the right questions. Things start happening. Masterminds are very powerful multipliers. So why people don't get there is because it's difficult. Over here, that's where all the books are written about. It's how to do this. It's easy to teach. It's easy to duplicate. Over here, there's an element of independence. There's an element of creativity. There's an element of being unlimited resources. And what happens is this is a little harder to grasp. The rewards don't seem to happen as fast at first. It's about long sustaining income. It's about growing the business to become an extraordinary company. And what you do is you drive it from these elements, but it's very difficult to pull off. So what I ended up doing is, the first thing I created was I created UBiz. And the UBiz idea was built around all this down here. My multipliers, leader of the field. And what it did is, when I focused on this part, everything started to come together. But there was one piece missing. When I explained to people you want to be in the UBiz, they just didn't grasp it because there was no tools. It's harder to grasp. Like a mastermind is being creative. What it is the UBiz is putting a group of people together and creating something from that group. What I ended up doing is creating Street Smart Marketing Maniacs, which is SSMM, Street Smart Marketing Maniacs. What that ended up being is the toolbox to drive the UBiz part. So when you get the future newsletters, there's going to be tools and strategies, and the strategies are UBiz part. The tools are the Street Smart Marketing Maniacs. And these are the things that I've learned from being focused on the UBiz. So UBiz is about driving the assets, being a leader, and getting those multipliers to really multiply for you. What it ends up doing is it differentiates yourself so fast, and you become, what can happen is unlimited. There's more abundance. You're more in touch with people. And this part just fuels all of this part. We're going to play, when you're in your business, you're in all these stages. You have to decide what stage you're in at that moment. And you got to get yourself into playing more time into that part. And that's the part that's really going to energize your business. It's really going to energize your team. And it's really going to empower your customers to be more loyal, to find you out, and then also to brag about you. And it's what fuels word of mouth. When I started doing all this and started implementing the Street Smart Marketing Maniacs toolbox to drive the UBiz Academy part, the results just multiplied and multiplied. Our margins went from 25% to 33%. That was huge. And my customers loved us. And all it was generating more assets within the business so that those assets could grow within the system that we already had set up. So I hope you take this and use it. Get yourself over into this side of the equation. More and more of your time needs to be spent on this part of the business. And the only way you can do that is surround yourself with the information. These newsletters and these videos are really going to fuel this part of your business. Now you need to know that that's what we're working on, is this part. The systems part, you can go pick up any book. You can go talk to your franchisee. They can teach you this part. This is the part that will really make your business different, and it will really fuel it to grow in a world that people are looking for people that are driving this part of their business. So if you want to contact me, send me an email at profitmastery@streetsmartmarketingmaniacs.com. Tell me if this information was useful, or you can call me at 780-800-4937. Now that's profitmastery@streetsmartmarketingmaniacs.com, or phone me at 780-800-4937. I'd be happy to talk a little about your business and how we can get you over into the top 5%.